My name is Brian, and you're watching Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. Thanks for joining me again. Today's video is going to be about a headlamp from YKS. And these are the same folks that sent me the D-Power little camp stove that I reviewed a few weeks ago. And I was really impressed with that. So they offered to send me this, and I agreed to review this for you. All right, I got to tell you, thanks to all of you, my channel has grown to the point where I get a pretty frequent offers to review stuff, especially, because, and honestly I think it's just because of a couple of things that I reviewed in the past, but especially from a lot of offshore Chinese companies, right? And most of those, I'll be honest with you, I just ignore. And what I don't want to be known as, here's the dude that just reviews all the Chinese junk. But I was very, very impressed with the performance of the D-Power stove. It was just really handy. I used it on camp out before I did the review, and it worked like a champ. It just really works well. I like the design of it. I like the quality of it. I like the price. It was just a good deal. So when the folks asked me about this light, I like headlamps. Good for camping. And as you know, I'm a scoutmaster. So the only thing about headlamps I got to tell you is now all these boys wear them, and they walk around like this, and they keep them on bright, and they never remember to turn them off, and you're blinded. So guys, if you are wearing a headlamp, by the way, just turn it off, turn it down to the ground or something, okay? So anyway, instead of trying to do a stump top close-up of this, let's just talk about it. I've got my notes right here, but basically this thing is 300 lumens, which is pretty strong for a headlamp. And if you can see on the bottom here, let's see if I got it where you can see it. Yeah, it actually zooms in and out, and this thing actually goes up or down and goes, pull it out. Oh, I just took the lens off of it. Hold on, let me screw it back on. Okay, okay, it wasn't screwed on there very well. In or out, and there you go. So that's how you adjust it. So it's got kind of a magnifying thing here. So really, I'll show you that in a minute. The spot, at least you can see the spot on the ground. But it's also got this hinge thing here. Okay, I'm going to give you a strobe warning here for any of you guys that are affected by that. This thing has basically 4 modes. The first mode is you click the button on top one time, gives you the bright, and I don't want to blind the camera, so click it again, it gives you a lower setting. I do not know what that is. The bright is 300 lumens, doesn't tell you what the lower one is. Click it again, here's the strobe, gives you a strobe. And click it again, it goes off. Okay, if you take the button and just hold it down, it turns on and it goes into SOS mode. Let's see if I can figure the SOS out. So it's 3 quick ones, and then 3 quick ones, a long one, 3 long ones. Because dot, dot, dot. Okay, now it's dot, 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 dash, 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 dot, dot, dot. Okay. Dot, dot, dot. Okay. So it goes straight into the SOS. And you can just wear that if you're in an emergency situation. That's pretty much the international distress signal, if you didn't know that. Okay, a couple of more details about this. I'm looking at my specs here. It says the maximum range of bright light is 170 meters, which is pretty good. So if you get this thing focused down, I imagine it throws out there pretty well. Its LED life is 100,000 hours. That should be fine. Now this thing's around 17 bucks, so it's not crazy expensive. Takes 3 AAA batteries. I didn't tell you that. Made of ABS and weighs just 2.6 ounces. And there you go. So it is getting dark. My experience with trying to do light reviews in the dark, you just can't really tell. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to shine this thing down the ground and let you see the size of the spot. Now I will tell you, we're not going to do a dunk test because it is not waterproof. There's no waterproof rating on it whatsoever. I can tell from the battery compartment, there's no seals there. It's just not waterproof. It says it's rainproof. Okay, it does say it's rainproof, and it does not say anything about it being drop proof. It says it is warm white, and say it does have I do like the head band or whatever, because it's got the kind that goes over the top of your head, so you don't have to. It doesn't just. It's not going to. Let me see if I can get it right up here. It's not going to fall down on your head. It keeps it in place. It definitely. I like the fact that it turns way down. So if you're trying to look down, some of them only go down just a little bit. This has got a pretty bit of adjustment on it. It's reasonably secure. I don't think I guess if you bob your head a lot, it's going to come down. But so if you're like a hard rocker and you're listening to some heavy duty rock and roll, it might come down on you. But anyway, it's 300 To turn it on, you're just going to push the button. We'll turn it down to medium, and then you put it in or out. You can see that it focuses. You can see, and we'll take a look at the ground and show you the different sizes and spots. Okay, so it looks kind of cool too, doesn't it? Let's take a look at the ground. I'm acting completely silly. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to turn it on, and there it is on high, and that is the focus point. Now you can see that thing is about, there's a pine cone if you can see it. So it's about, I'm 6 feet from the ground. That's about a 6-inch square. As you pull it out, you push it in, it widens up and turns into a pretty big circle. So now it's about a 4-foot circle. If you turn down to the medium, you can see it obviously doesn't light up as much, but it still focuses the same. We'll take a look at it when it gets dark. Okay, so there is, just so we're clear, got it on. So that's on the brightest setting, and those edge of that concrete is about 6 feet away, 7 feet away. As we go out into the yard, you can see it's a pretty wide throw on the beam there. But as we get out in some distance, and it's like dark dusk. It's not 100% dark now, but it kind of loses some clarity out there. As you pull the focus out, you can see the beam tighten up there, and it continues to tighten up until it is absolutely like almost, I bet that's probably about a 50 feet there, and that's probably a 6-foot area that's lit up, really tightly focused. You can see this square kind of shape of the light pattern. I think that's the LED itself, which is not set exactly, true in there. So if you twist this thing to about 45 degrees, it becomes square, but that really doesn't matter. So based on the fact that this thing is showing up, not only showing up on video, but it's showing a really tight pattern out there, I have no doubts about their 170 meter claim. It's just a really tight pattern, so this would be pretty good, I think, for hiking. I have to say, for the money, under 20 bucks, about 17 bucks, this thing is, I'm pretty impressed by its performance at night. So there you go. That's the YKS adjustable LED headlamp from the folks at YKS, the same people that were kind enough to send the D-Power stove. I'd like to thank the folks at YKS for sending me this so I can show it to you. And it's a pretty handy little light. It's rainproof, not waterproof, but it does fit pretty well, nice and snug on your head. I like the adjustable beam, the focus. It really throws it out there. And I like the SOS too. That's just a really cool little emergency feature to have. So you could get one of these things for under 20 bucks, throw it in your pack with some AAA batteries, and it'd probably serve you pretty well. And I'll be honest with you, another use for these besides survival, bushcraft, and outdoors is it's just for working. I'm a plumber. Sometimes I have to get some tight spaces, have to get under cabinets, have to do different things. And when you're trying to work with your hands and try to hold a light at the same time, it's just a pain in the neck, and it doesn't really work very well. Pretty much everybody I know that works with their hands now, at least in the construction industry, in all different trades, they wear some kind of headlamp, and this thing's under 20 bucks. So, and the fact that it focuses down really lets you to get to where you can see what you're doing. So that's just another feature for it. And what I like about it is it's under 20 bucks. So, I've got a lot nicer. It's about a $40-something black diamond headlamp that is waterproof, and it is in my emergency kit. But I really try not to use it, honestly, for everyday stuff because A, I don't want to run the batteries down, and B, I just don't want to take a chance on dropping it or breaking it and tearing it up because there's a greater risk of that happening when I'm doing work in construction or something like that. So be another possible use for this thing. And wow, I have succeeded in making a short video a long rambling thing. So I'm gonna let you go now. Hope this has been helpful. It's a YKS adjustable focus headlamp from the folks at YKS. As always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing, for clicking that like button, for sharing it with your friends, for watching the ads, for clicking the Amazon links, just for all your support. Really, I appreciate it. Once again, my name is Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. So be prepared. See you next time.